back for another video. My name is Josh Kasich, and today, I'm going to be talking about my opinion on every single new Pokemon of the Galar region in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Now, before I go on to that, I need to talk about Copa. Now, I haven't uploaded a video since the Copa video. Now we're in 2020, and so in 2020, I've learned a lot of information. Well, a lot of the channels that I watch are based on Star Wars, Pokemon, Marvel, still have everything, that would be considered, I think, would be considered kids' content because kids enjoy that. But no, they still have everything, subscribers and all that. So, they would have subscribers, notification bell and all that stuff. And so I assume, and from what I've learned, is that basically if it's a popular content like Pokemon, Marvel, or Star Wars, which is basically my channel, then it will not be considered under the Copa Kids content. And so that wouldn't really affect my channel. Also, I've found out that if your channel is general audience, and if you intend your channel to be general audience, it will not be affected by Copa. So that's kind of where I'm at here. So, I don't intend my channel to be for kids. I intend my channel to be for everyone, but if I had to pick a specific age, people probably around my own age, maybe above, older, I don't tend to make videos for younger children, specifically this video. This video is not meant for children. I am not uploading this video for children to watch. I'm uploading for everyone to watch. And that's why we hope, please, that Copa will not affect this video or any of my other videos. But that's kind of at the point. And also, the reason why I haven't uploaded in a while, mostly because I've been busy, but second, kind of trying to figure out how to rebrand my channel. And as you can tell, as of my new intro, I've added a Pokemon to it, and we're also going to change some things on the channel, like other ways, and those will be coming. And other than that, that's pretty much it, and so let's get into the video. Applin. I think it's a cute gimmick. It's a grass dragon, which is like the first grass dragon, I think. No, wait, no, I think I'm wrong about that. I think there's another grass dragon. I think Tropheus. No, Tropheus is grass flying. I think this is a new type. I could be wrong, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's the first grass dragon. But the idea is that it's not the apple that's alive, it's something that's inside the apple. So, it's called Applin, and Applin has two evolutions depending on what item you use to evolve it. However, those two items are actually exclusive depending on which game you have. So, the item to evolve into Appleton, which is in my game's version, is in, like I said, that item is in my game's version, which is the sweet apple, and then the tart apple, which evolves Applin into Falapple, is in Pokemon Sword. I have Pokemon Shield. However, I checked out Sword for the library, so I was able to get the tart apple so I could get a Falapple. So this is the first evolution of Applin, which is Falapple, which is the Swords version. And I say of both evolutions, I love this more. I like it. It looks cool. It makes sense. And man, do I like it. It's an F for me. I don't know. It's alright. I wouldn't say I don't dislike Pokemon. I don't hate Pokemon. It's more like an eh, or I like it. Or I love it. It's never where an N means like, or N or okay, kind of the same thing. Like N or okay are kind of the same thing. It's not like it's alright. It exists. I'm not gonna have total feel. I'm not gonna say I love it. I don't dislike it because I just can't dislike any Pokemon except for 4 Pokemon, and it's in this generation. This generation has made me learn how to hate Pokemon. However, I don't hate it as much as because I understand the gimmick. I just can't. Even then, I just still, even with the gimmick, it just doesn't make me want to be N about it. I don't know. But let's move on. This is Galariform Farfetch, which I did not want happen. I want just an evolution of Farfetch. But no, we had to get an evolution of just Galariform Farfetch, and here it is. Love the design, not gonna lie. I actually really like this Pokemon. It's really good. I used a lot of my playthrough of Sword, and I named it Suron, and its name is Surfetch. But the problem is, like I said before, I do not like the idea of Pokemon only evolve from Galariforms, and therefore it stops me from liking as much as I want to. And that is what I have to say about it. Let's move on. Corsa actually is pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's GOAT, but let's move on to its evolution. It's an It's alright, but it's even worse by the fact that it evolves only from a Galariform of a Pokemon, and so there's not much I can else say about that. And its name is Cursula, and I named it Ursula because Disney's Ursula. Moving on. Impidimp. When I first saw it, it's pink purple. It's alright. I wouldn't say I like it. I originally liked it, but I think it grew on me. I didn't use it in a playthrough, but it's an evolution line that I actually kind of like. Well, I wouldn't say, but you understand. The Dark Fairy is definitely a good typing, overall competitively, because Fairy beats Dark. So now it kind of, well, you know what I mean. It's just really good competitive typing. Let's move on. This is the line that changes, another line that changes color a lot, and it's just not really the best. Like I get it, like they're trying to, like, there's this weird green that appears out of nowhere. The pink becomes more darker red thing, and his name is Morgrim. I don't know. It's supposed to be a monster thing, and the green comes more. It's alright. It's like, I like it. It's a cool design, but I don't know. That's really all else I could really say about it. This is the evolution Grimmsnarl. Now that's where the green came from. Why the green came in all of a sudden. It kept kind of the red in there, but the hair grew out more. It's a monster, and I think a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't feel like Pokemon to them. However, I think this is kind of a side of Pokemon where they haven't gone yet. And for being called a pocket monster, or the Pokemon is short for pocket monsters, they don't really have a real monster-looking Pokemon. Like, I think like a real monster-looking Pokemon. And I think this fits the bill. And I think, what else could you do with a Dark Fairy? I think it looks cool. I used it in my playthrough. I like it. And let's move on. Hatterene, it's a cool gimmick. There's always a female line that's kind of psychic or something like that. That's like a trio. And this region is no different. It looks cool. Well, I would say it looks kind of cool. It's alright. I wouldn't say I like it. It's more like, okay. It's actually, this is pretty cool, cute, not gonna lie. Not sure if I really like the hair things on the side, but or whatever that is, kind of holding it up. Oops, that's good. But other than that, it looks cute. I like it. Its evolution, it's alright. I think I definitely prefer its middle stage. I mean, it's alright. let's move on. And this is Hatterene, this is Hatchrum, and this is Hatenna. Cutebot, cute. It's an elephant steel. It's cute. There's really not much to say other than it's one of the really rare Pokemon to find. Copperajah. That's kind of an Indian, from India. Is an India thing to it, like theme. It's an elephant. Another elephant Pokemon. I think more elephant that way, and I think it looks cool. Maybe the colors are a little kind of weird, but it looks cool. Let's move on. This is the Pokemon I talked with the gimmick with that fish. See, whenever it uses dive or surf, it basically comes out with a fish in its mouth or a Pikachu, and then it throws the fish out. Like if you attack it, it'll throw the fish. And it's called Cramorant. It's just trying to cram things in its mouth. It's another flying water type because we have another flying water as in Pelipper and its pre-evolution Wingull. So now let's move on. This is the first electric poison. It's Toxel. It's cute. And it's cute, and it's a baby Pokemon, so what else can I say about it? It's cute, I like it. Its evolution, now this is cool. I like it. Now, Toxtricity has two forms depending on the nature of Toxel. So you have to really check that out, like check the nature and see what form that falls under. Now in this game, they introduce a way to change the nature of a Pokemon. However, that cannot change how the evolution works. If you want the yellow form, which is way cooler than the blue form, but it has a nature that goes with the blue form, no matter what you do, if you try to change it to a nature that is under the yellow one, it will not evolve into the yellow one. It will still evolve into the blue one. So you cannot change it, unfortunately. But it's still cool nonetheless. It looks like it has a puppy face, but it's a snake, and it's called Silly Cobra, as in, I think it's silly. It's okay. I can't really say anything else than that. Okay, let's move on to its evolution. Now this should be the last few Pokemon. Looks cute. I mean, not cute. Why did I say cute? That's not the word I would say. It's alright. It has a weird... It's a little weird, but it's alright. I kind of like it. It looks cool. It's alright. Let's move on. Yamask. This is from another generation. This is a Galar form of Yamask. It's alright. It's another thing that gets an evolution called Runerigus, and it's a ground ghost. I think it looks cool, but as I said before, my problem with Galar form evolutions. So let's really move on. Sinistea, it's a ghost, but it's a cup, so it can fit the Galar region, which is based off of UK. And you know how English people like their tea. It looks cool. That's alright. It's a pre-evolution. This is its evolution, Poltergeist. It looks cool. It's alright. It's tea. It fits the region. It's another item-esque Pokemon, even though the Pokemon itself isn't the item, unlike some other ones like Cleef, which is actually just a living keychain. But whatever. It looks cool. I like it. Let's move on. It's another, there's always kind of this psychic, Pokemon Center Pokemon, and this is no different. This is a psychic normal. It's kind of based off of Butler, and they made within, and then kind of with the line kind of a line kind of used in the UK called Indeed, and it's called Indeedee. So here is the Pikachu clone of the region. There is a Pikachu clone of every region, and this region is no different. This is called Morpeko. It's the first electric dark type, and its gimmick is that basically it gets a hangry form, which is like hungry, angry form, where it becomes all dark, and its special move goes from electric to dark. So there's that. And I said I like it, it's cute. Pikachu I love more. Obviously it's a Pikachu clone. What else can I really say? When I first saw this, I thought it was a bug, but now seeing what it actually is, which is many fighter things that kind of go in a line because it's based off a fighting form, dislike it. Actually, I wouldn't say I dislike it. It's okay. But it's like a really low okay. Like, I mean, like a really, really low okay. It's not a Pokemon. It's just many Pokemon in one little thing. And just, why? No. Just, no. Let's move on. Cute. The first Ice Bug. Definitely. I like it. Let's move on. Its evolved form, Frostmoth, like it a lot. It looks really cool. Ice Bug looks really cool. It's really weak though, fragile, because it's like 4 times weak to fire. And ice is just a really bad typing overall, competitive wise. Mostly because it's really fragile. But it's ice, so ice is fragile. But let's really move on. Cobblpulse. Why? No. Why is this needed? It's really not needed. I wouldn't dislike it. It's just okay. I mean, design kind of looks cool. It's not really needed. Now here's its evolution. Drastic color change, and this is just the worst drastic color change. It's okay. I'm not gonna say I dislike it. I just can't. I'm just gonna say it's okay. This is Pinchurchkin. It looks cool. There's always kind of a Pokemon like this in every region. The last region was Pukamuku, which is based off a sea cucumber. But other than that, like I said, it looks really cool. It's electric type. I definitely would not sit on that thing. And let's move on. Mime Jr. It's not a Galar form, but so it's not even anything. But it evolves into a Galar form, Mr. Mime, which is even worse than regular Mr. Mime. And then it gets an evolution. Mr. Rhyme, which is okay, but it like I said, it evolves from a Galar form. You know the deal. Let's just move on. Why? What? No. I want to dislike it, but I just can't. You know, it's just okay. It's a low okay. Let's just move on. Its name is Stonejourner. That's really all I can say about that. Iskew. At first it was like, why? But I think it grew on me. It's kind of cute. It has an interesting gimmick like Mimikyu, where if you attack it doesn't gain any damage, but it won't get any damage on the first attack. But so you can really set it up with a good move. It's probably maybe like a good competitive ice type, but it's called Isq. But yeah, that's really all I can say. I like it, and let's move on. Dorludon. I like Dorludon. It's an interesting design. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I do think it looks cool. It is the first regular steel dragon Pokemon. We do have a steel dragon legendary, but those can't be breeded, and so you can't really have many of those. So it's not and all that stuff. So this is the first regular Pokemon Steel Dragon, which you can have as many as you want. So that's actually pretty cool. I do like its design, and yeah. Do I have to talk about this? I really don't. This is one of the 4 fossil Pokemon of the region. This is the first of the 4 Pokemon I talked about earlier, and I just can't like this. I can't even say this is okay. This is just wrong. It's just wrong. Now, I understand the gimmick is that basically in the past, when they first found fossils, they started to put bones and fossils together that are wrong, that don't go together, and this is if they did that and then brought it to life. And that's just torture. You should read his Pokédex entry. You want to read his Pokédex entry? Let's read his Pokédex entry. No. I guess you can't read his Pokédex entry. I thought you could. Maybe not. Oh, sorry. You know, read it. You can't read it? Okay. I don't know. I thought you could read his Pokédex entry, but I guess you can't. But it's just bad. I just can't. I just like this. This is torture. This is just torture. If you read the Pokédex entries, it's just even worse. Dislike, but very competitive, It's really good competitively, but dislike. I want to put these 4 Pokemon out of its misery. It's just, I don't know. Let's just move on. Dreepy is this line is the pseudo legendary of the region, which basically means their stats are the same as a legendary, but is a regular Pokemon. And it looks cute. I like it a lot. There's not much else I can say about it. Took forever to find, but like it a lot. Probably one of my favorite pseudo legendaries of the region, the line wise. Now this is based on a stealth bomber. It looks cool. It's a dragon ghost, and this entire line is the first regular dragon ghost. We had a legendary with that typing, but this, like I said, legendaries can't be breeded, but this can, so you can have as many as you want. And I love this thing. I think it's really cool. I used it on my 4th playthrough of the region. Really like it a lot. So let's move on. Zacian. Now it has another form which you can't see. You only can see that in battle. I named it Excalion. Now yes, if the Zacian, as in the last part of Zacian, is based on cyan, which is a color. RG. Cyan. CYMK. No, CMY. No, CMYK. CMYK. I think. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. So that's kind of what that. So it's based on cyan, which is why you get the M part in Zacian. And it's the sword form. Now, why I picked Shield? Because I think I picked Shield because it has the better exclusives. I picked Shield because of the better exclusives. when I first saw Zacian and Zamazenta, I didn't know that they had other forms without the sword and the shield. And I thought when I first saw Zacian, my idea was, is he always holding that sword in his mouth? And I just didn't like that. I didn't want it always holding the sword in his mouth. I think that's kind of weird. If he could put it away or something, I would like it more. But that's my original thoughts. Near the end, even though I was still going, near the end we found out that it has another form without the sword in its mouth. And then I'm like, okay, I was originally going to pick sword when I first heard these announcements. But after this time, even though I did find out that Zacian didn't have the sword anymore, I still went with Shield just because even then it still had better exclusives than Sword. So, or exclusives that I like the most. So, let's move on. Now, Excalion, if you not realize, I named it after Excalibur, the sword of Arthur. It's the sword legendary with the sword, so I think that's obvious. Here is the shield legendary, Zamazenta, as in Zenta, which is part of Magenta. That's where the Enta part comes from. And I think overall, I just like this color. Like the color with the blue and the red, it just looks really nice. That's why I think I still prefer this over Zacian. And, that's why I like it. Now, I named this Zenta because I couldn't name, but I got another Zamazenta, which I named Prenta, as in, the PR comes from the name of a famous shield, and specifically Arthur's shield. So now they technically go together. But this is my first Zamazenta called, so that's the one I'm going to be showing. But there's that. Like I said, I really like it. It's awesome, and let's move on. The last Pokemon of the region. Yes, there's other Galar forms, but they don't count as new Pokemon, so I won't talk about it. And then I'm not going to talk about the new Pokemon that was going to be released with the DLC. I'm just going to stop here. This is the third legendary of the region, which there's always a third legendary. And this Pokemon looks awesome. It looks sick. There's some things I really don't like about it because it kind of doesn't look like a Pokemon, but it's a Poison Dragon, which is really good typing. I love it, and like I said, and they switch it up because the Eternatus, which is what this is called, is actually part of the main story, while the box legendary is actually part of the post story. Well, I mean, you actually catch... Well, I take that back. Eternatus is the main Pokemon of the story, but in order to stop him, you do use Zacian and Zamazenta, but you don't actually catch Zacian and Zamazenta until the post-game in a post-game story arc, which is really different because either the third legendary either has its own game, or it has a post-game story, or it's just randomly somewhere in the post-game without any story. So, because Generation 7 had the third legendary was Necrozma, and I was just kind of thrown in, and then they came out with Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, which is technically Necrozma's game, so it's kind of both of them, but so that's kind of how they changed up this region by giving it basically the story is about Eternatus. Now Eternatus is the reason for Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. And that's really all else I can really say about this Pokemon. I really like it. And yeah, and that's it for all the Pokemon. That's my opinion on every single Pokemon so far that it hasn't been released of the Galar region. And I hope, so yeah. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. here's another update. I've changed my avatar to look more like me. I've also updated this background where I added the new favorite starter of the new region to this, because it's supposed to be all my favorite starters from every region, plus my favorite legendaries, plus my favorite regular Pokemon. However, I also forgot to add Generation 2 favorite starter from last time, and so it wasn't technically all my favorite stars from every region, so I've added Typhlosion from Generation 2 to this, so it actually is all my favorite starters. Alright? Other than that, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you are new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for the next upload. My YouTube channel website link is down in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.